Hi, I'm your host, Marsha Florence, for Just Ask. Today, our show is Early Childhood Drug Prevention. Hurry back and join us. Hi, I'm your host, Marsha Florence, for Just Ask. Today, our show is Early Childhood Drug Prevention. And we have a guest with us, Jean Star Gator of Castleberry Toys Incorporated. Morning, Jean.
Good morning.
Glad to have you here.
Glad to be here, Marsha.
Thank you, thank you. Now, Jean, I left out one of the main things. You're not just of Castleberry Toys, but you're the president and CEO of Castleberry Toys.
I'm the president, I'm the CEO, I'm the founder. I'm the one that does all the, 12, 15-hour days.
Okay.
Keep the company going.
Okay. Well, I want you to give us some insight on Castleberry Toys and what brings you here today, because normally when people tune in to Just Ask, what they hear about is a lot of medical information. However, we took a turnaround and decided, it was time to get some messages about drug prevention out into the public. So
Yes.
give us some history about yourself and Castleberry.
Okay. Well, you hear so much on radio and television nowadays about violence and how drugs affect our neighborhoods and our communities. And about 10 years ago, I started Castleberry Toys mainly out of an idea, waking up one day with a dream about having something to fight drugs and crack cocaine, since crack cocaine had come on the market back in '85 and did its havoc with the community. So what happened is I developed a public service announcement with our flagship character, Super Duper Baby, flying through the skies to save the baby from the huge monster. And he had his Golden Glow magic slingshot, and it was more or less like on the biblical David and Goliath, little bitty Super Duper Baby defeating the crack and cocaine monster man. But what happened, since he was flying through the skies, you could see the city of Detroit in the background and all of that. We had a TV show called Higher and Higher that the public service announcement ran on. The kids started tuning into the show just so they could see Super Duper Baby. And one lady, a lady came up to the show and said, "Why don't you do a doll?" And I said, "A doll? We're barely keeping the show together." But as I would say, God would have it, one thing led to another. And before I knew it, the public service announcement was adopted by HISTA, which is Health Service Technical Assistance, the largest drug intake agency in the state of Michigan. So the PSA ran for about a year and a half, and we did shows on women overcoming addiction. We had a show with Police Chief Ike McKinnon on there, and I kind of got caught up in everything, and didn't know anything about doll making, and yet the new Super Duper Baby doll a couple of years later was born. I guess you could say I gave birth to him.
Okay. So the whole concept is to prevent children at an early age. And what age group would you say is preventive?
Okay, ages 5 through 10. I'm a former teacher. I guess you could say I'm still an educator since all of this is, churned into my company now. But I know that most importantly, when you can reach a child at the early grade levels, ages 5, on when their brains are being wired and when you want their mindsets to be the way you want them to be, then that's the best way to reach them and to teach them. And if you can get them at those early grade levels where they can be empowered so that they can learn to say no to drugs, not only learn to say no, but to understand the perils and the devastation that drugs could cause. And then, of course, that leads to violence. And those are two of the main things in our society that we're still trying to tackle. So, with input from administrators and some community leaders, we were able to develop an adventure series booklet to go with the doll. And the program grew from there. One thing led to another.
Okay. So more or less, the message is for parents as well as for young children to be aware of substance abuse or in involvement with drugs at any level.
At any level, yes. And then it's almost like I've even heard some of the educators say you can't start too early, you know. And since we did have the Super Duper Baby doll, we found that even though the curriculum was developed for kids ages 5 through 10, that some of the Head Start programs wanted to reach down and embrace the doll, because the doll has a 30-second animated message in the fight against drugs. And once you hear that message, it raises your subconscious level. If you're conscious of something and it's there, then it's better than it not being there. It's almost like if you walk across the street and there's a red light, you know to stop, but if someone never told you that red means stop, then you don't stop. So from that standpoint, the curriculum materials that we developed to go with the Super Duper Baby program, they've grown. They're designed so that they really are on the pulse of kids, more or less, where they can understand. And one of the reasons we use the Super Duper Baby doll is because he gets the child's attention. And once you get a child's attention, you can get them to listen and you can get them to learn.
Okay, that's a nice life-size doll there.
Yeah,
okay.
you want to see him a little closer?
Okay. So he actually has, has
Yes.
a message that's embedded in him that he can talk and tell the children to prevent.
Yes, yes. And actually, we had to make this doll so that he would be not non-flammable, 80 durometer vinyl, and so that the schools could use him.
Mm-hmm.
And when the kids press the button, they want to press the button over and over again. And like all heroes, he has muscles. They want to feel the muscles. And you ask him, well, how can you tell him tell that he's a hero? Well, he's got a hat and he can fly, and they learn about him in the Adventure Series booklet that we have, and how he rescues a mother, Mommy Marnie, and her baby, Junior Boy. But there are nice little ways you can do it, and you can do it on a comfortable level where the kids can understand and learn about drugs and violence, and then get caught up in Super Duper Baby's message and say, well, Super Duper Baby says you're not supposed to do that, so we're not going to do it either. And that's what you want. You don't want someone approaching them later on in life and then they're trying to make a decision on the spot as to whether or not they would get involved. And the other thing, too, is that so many of the drug dealers out there, especially in our inner cities areas, they came down, trying to recruit kids at younger and younger ages to sell drugs, to run drugs, the whole 9 yards. And that's why we have an overpopulation of black adults and youth who are incarcerated.
Okay.
And, and this is designed to help turn the tide on that. So yes, he does his job.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, Jean, we're going to go to a break and we're going to come back with some more information about early childhood drug prevention and Super Duper Baby. We'll be right back.
Why do I call it a funny bone?
Why can't penguins fly? Like a sea safety.
Can we go to the moon on vacation?
If you think it's tough answering these questions, imagine the ones you'll get if your child is diagnosed with cancer. CureSearch.org can help. It's run by doctors and scientists whose research has led to an overall cure rate of 78%. You're not as alone as you feel.
When I'm under, I don't breathe. I'm weightless. My heart races. I'm floating away. And when it's over, all I think about is doing it again.
Michael Swan is under the influence of his volunteer swim coach. By spending time coaching, he helps Michael stay off the street and off drugs. Be a coach, a mentor, a volunteer, because you have something to offer.
Makes babies cry all night. We've got to blast them out of sight. I need all of you. You know what you gotta do. Say no to drugs. Say no to crack. Pow, splat. You gotta fight back. Tell your friends. And you can be Super Duper Babies too.
And welcome back to the second half of our show. Now, if you just tuned in, you just had a chance to hear Super Duper Baby with his creator, Gene Stargater. Now, Gene, that was very, very nice to hear, because I'm sure people are looking like, this big doll sitting here on the couch, what is he doing? And Super Duper Baby is the one that actually is in the school system for the students.
They may say, why is that lady playing with a doll?
Right,
Well,
why is that lady playing with a doll? Okay.
He is our flagship characters, and and what's so important, at the very end, he says, tell your friends, we can win, and you can be Super Duper Babies too. The whole curriculum that we have for anti-drugs, anti-violence is to help children change their mindsets regardless of their race, their socioeconomic background, to understand build their character, build their self-esteem, that they can be super duper babies too.
So how do you feel that the school system is taking to your concept? Is it
Okay, we've been out here. Super Duper Baby has been in the Detroit Public Schools for over almost 10 years now, and we even have New York, even some of the southern states like Louisiana, Mississippi, because I've been involved with some of the conferences with Title I, Chapter 1 parents. And when they've seen, at some of the conferences that I've done, the video that we have teaching kids to say no to drugs, the very fact that a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old want to press this button over and over again and hear that message, every time they hear that message, there's some learning. And especially if, you ask them, what did he say? And they'll say, well, he said he just had to say no to drugs. And they said, pow, splash, you got to fight back. Well, what are you fighting? Well, we're fighting the drug monster man. Who is the drug monster man? He's the person that can come on around later on to tell you, it's okay to take drugs or to smoke marijuana. And we know from learning through Super Duper Baby that that's not cool, So the most important thing is, like we said before, it's early learning and empowering children.
So the message is really taking hold in the state.
Oh, it's definitely taken hold. And it's not just a doll. Keep in mind, we have an entire drug prevention curriculum. We have the Adventures of Super Duper Baby, where his sidekick Tippy Turtle comes into play. He's the wiser one. He's over 1,000 years old, and he gave Super Duper Baby his mission to go to Earthland to save the babies from the evil crack and cocaine monster man. And because Super Duper Baby lives way up in Castleberry Heaven, he didn't know about all this bad stuff that was going on down there. So the kids will say, well, where is Castleberry Heaven? Located in the star galaxy of the universe. Well, how did Super Duper Baby help Mommy Marnie? Well, Mommy Marnie got tricked by the evil crack cocaine monster man, and she tells him in the Adventure Series booklet, things were so much better before the evil monster man tricked me. So the kids learn all those little things.
It must be a good team of writers to create such things. So is this the book itself with the story about Super Duper Baby?
Now what you have there is our newest book, where it says Super Duper Baby and Friends Got Love for You. You see how he's bursting through the heart there? Well, we found over the years that it's one thing to teach the kids drug prevention and anti-violence. They love that. They learn the social values. But we found that a lot of kids out there want someone to love them. Not just, your inner city kids, but kids on all walks of life. And when they embrace a Super Duper Baby doll, they can't wait to touch him. They want to hold him. They want to hug him. So the book that you see there was something that was kind of like a brainchild that happened about a year or so ago that we decided, like right there you have Lollipop Road.
Okay.
All the kids dressed like Super Duper Baby dancing down Lollipop Road. So what he does is each one of the characters, his friends, Basie Bear, Jippy Giraffe, and Bonnie, they embrace the children with love, because the kids are always asking, well, when's there going to be a cartoon series? And we got love for Super Duper Baby.
So I
now
noticed it's very easy to read, so parents and the children themselves can pretty much read.
Right, you can
and
see it's like turning the pages there. You've got that beautiful page with Basie Bear, nicely written, easy limerick form, Basie Bear on his unicycle soars. And so the kids get caught up also. You talk about the imagination, something to tease the imagination with, wow, they're dropping hearts and Basie Bear really does love us. Well, what else is Basie Bear going to do? So they read the storyline and they want to read it again. And when you learn love, you embrace love, then you're going to give love. So that's part of the concept.
That's a good
behind
message.
that.
Now I know recently that you all had performed at the Music Hall in downtown Detroit.
Just 2 days ago.
Okay.
October the 25th.
Right,
It
okay.
was a magical day.
And how well was that received?
Oh gosh, just superbly. The kids, we've done quite a few of these shows. We even did a big show at the Opera House about 3 years ago. And I guess this was the next biggest show that we've done, but we never saw the kids so electrified as they were at this particular show. During the second act, the kids actually started chanting. His name is Super Duper Baby, but they started chanting, baby, baby. And that's because we have the live mascots on stage enacting the whole dramatic sequence or script that's in the second half of the show, sound effects, special lighting, and all of that. And they understand, so they're rooting for Super Duper Baby and Tippy Turtle to come out to be the winners. But this was the first show where you're hearing like over 1,000 kids chanting, baby, baby. So the schools were calling in a day or 2 days later and says, wow, the kids were just so excited. And we thought the show, we were hearing terms like magnificent, what one other person said, unbelievable. So that was, those were very tall compliments. And it is a very good show, runs about an hour, 40 minutes long.
Okay. Any continuous tours coming up or programs dealing with the public schools?
Yes, well, we're planning to be a part of the Adopt a Child program that's coming up every year. They had that in October down at Cobo Hall. So they wanted to have our mascots out because we have a life-size Super Duper baby,
Okay.
and we have Tippy Turtle. So what we're going to do is go down there and try to embrace some of the kids there too. And we were able to give away over 1,400 favors, not the big Super Duper baby dolls, but we had some sponsors like Eva Sport. I don't know if it's okay to mention that or not, but they gave, they embraced the kids. They gave away, the kids were able to get action figure toys. Some of them were able to get the Super Duper Baby coloring book, videos, and to be able to give away between 1,400 and 1,500 toys. That's quite
A coloring
bit.
book is unique because every child enjoys coloring. So, and I meant to bring this book up, guys, because look at this. You actually can take your time out and color them any color you want, but the colors, what color these guys are. So that's good. Okay, Gene, I have to give you credit. You spent a lot of time with this program, and I could tell that this is one of your labor of loves to, support the efforts of keeping drugs off our streets and away from our children at that measure, and I can understand that you are deeply rooted with this, and Super Duper Baby and yourself should be recognized wholeheartedly. Because, it takes a lot of people, they say it takes a village to raise a child, but even in the village of raising a child, there's always one person in particular that says, I've got an idea, let's run with it and make sure that everybody's aware.
And sometimes when you wake up with those ideas, sometimes I felt over the years I was just being spiritually led, because to even develop the doll, I never had no idea that all of these years later that I would be doing this entire curriculum and more or less a tour.
Okay, well, I tell you what, we're going to go to a break and we're going to come back with some more good information about Super Duper Baby and all his friends. We'll be right back.
How do you convince a 14-year-old girl that hair doesn't matter? When the diagnosis is childhood cancer, where can parents turn? CureSearch.org can help. It's run by doctors and scientists whose research has led to an overall cure rate of 78%. You're not as alone as you feel.
My nerves stand on end. My palms sweat. And everything's a blur. The rush is so intense. All I want to do is get even higher.
Andrea Moretti is under the influence of her local teen center volunteer. Each month, she helps Andrea stay on top of the world and off drugs. Be a coach, a mentor, a volunteer, because you have something to offer.
And welcome back to the show, the last half of our show. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I had to let you hear Fonny. So I have one of the many characters of Super Duper Baby, and this is Fonny.
Fonny,
okay.
yes.
And Fonny, for just the purpose of what we do, is a disabled
doe.
doe. Okay, with a message. Okay, so Fonny has 3 character messages that he or she.
It's a she.
Okay,
Yes.
that she lets us
Yes.
know. Okay. Now, Jane, I'm going to tell you something. This is very unique because I know that children are always impressed with movable toys and sound effects and everything.
Right.
So each and every one of these characters say something different.
I have 3 different messages, right?
Okay.
And Fonny actually takes the kids down to the healing stream. Since she's a disabled doe and she's got the bandage on her left leg, she takes them down to the healing stream where they can make a wish for their dreams. If the wish is to dream for joy or peace or love, or for healing, to get better, because we have a lot of disabled kids out there. And so Fonny is able to talk to them, and when you even pull her leg, her message is soothing. She'll say, I'm your friend, always, doom, doom, and then she'll even nice and softly say, make a wish for your dreams.
Okay.
And, we as adults, we like to wish, so
Well,
the
then
kids
I like
want
Fonny.
to wish.
She's top of my list. Okay, now the green one kind of stunned me here. So I know that you said this is Super Duper Baby's
The main sidekick.
main
That's
sidekick.
Tippy Turtle.
And he's got a cane. I mean,
He's
not
got
a
a-
cane. What is
Actually,
this?
that's his power beamer wishing wand. If you
Power
press the
beam.
top of the power beamer, you see it glows
Oh,
red.
okay.
And the little boys, like 7, 8, 9 years old, they want to go zzz, And then
Okay.
he also tells kids that they could make a wish. The power beamer will give you magical light to help your dreams come true. And every day we wish for something. We wish for the sun to come out, or we wish for a better day, or we wish for gifts at Christmas time or something. So to be able to wish with the power beamer, it's amazing. I even have adults that'll pick up Tippy Turtle, the wiser one, and they want to press the little red button and make a wish.
So he's Tippy Turtle.
Tippy Turtle.
Okay, and he's the wise one of the group.
Yeah, he's actually 1,000 years old, and he's the one who gave Super Duper Baby his mission to come to Earthland to save the kids. And so since Super Duper Baby is the muscular champion, he's the one that advises Super Duper Baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's a good friend of mine. Okay, now you know what? The main character here, and I'm just going to set him down for a second, is Super Duper Baby in the toy size, right?
Right.
So the Super Duper Baby himself. Now you say all of them have a sound effect.
This is just showing you some love, Marcia.
Okay.
He said, golly
Did
gee,
we-
I love all of you. And it's back to the kids want to be loved. They want to be loved. They want to be hugged. They don't always want to see violence and cartoons and things like that. And the parents are even asking for, more toys that can raise the consciousness level of kids where, the materials are soft and soothing as opposed to something where they're going to pick up something to fight all the time.
Very colorful, and he's very masculine looking. I mean, this is a real boy toy structure here.
Yeah.
So, and he has the arms to match his doll. So when you push down on the arm,
Now, he's telling kids, you could be super duper babies
you could be
too.
super duper babies too. Okay.
I love that.
Okay.
You say, well, what can you do to be a super duper baby? Go mind my parents, go to school on time. Well, those are the kinds of things you want, the social values you want the kids to embrace, because once they embrace them, they'll pass that on and they'll carry it on as part of their personality. And who doesn't want to be super? We all want to be super in some way or another.
Okay. And we have the bear here. Now, who's the bear?
Now that's Batesy. Batesy
Batesy
Bear
Bear.
is the bear that cares.
Batesy Bear.
Batesy Bear.
Okay, okay.
And we actually have a part of him in the curriculum where he tells the kids, Batesy Bear Love Hug Day. If you want a big bear hug, I'll be right there. And kids are always buying teddy bears, and so he became a part of Super Duper Baby's posse too. He takes the kids to Honey Bear Land and gives them gifts. All of these things where you can excite the kids' imagination and take them where they can dream a little bit about how they want things in their life.
So you just have a array of characters here. Now, I'm just going to point to the giraffe down there. And what is the giraffe's name? The character?
That's Jiffy. That's Jiffy Giraffe, and he actually has a whistle. He's in the Super Duper Baby Got Love for You book, and the kids he's skating them up the path, and he blows his whistle to warn them not to go the wrong way, down the wrong path. They can go to the magic forest and the healing stream and not down to the wicked forest.
Now, Jean, I have to ask you this because we're getting close to time, but I know that there has to be someone somewhere, a foundation or something. Is there a nonprofit organization or something that helps out?
Yes, we are affiliated with the Taylor Star Foundation for Children, and the Taylor Star Foundation for Children has been very supportive in making sure that they could get tickets to school children in various different schools to attend the Super Duper Baby show that we have. Which is anti-drugs, anti-violence empowerment, which is and we call it the healthy and smart, because as long as a kid remains healthy and smart, they can go for their goals and dreams in life.
Okay, so the Taylor Star will help out those families who cannot afford
the tickets.
Okay.
So we are able to invite schools from different communities. For example, like we had the Marian Law Academy at the tour the other day, and they brought as many as 400 kids.
Okay.
It was just very exciting to see them there.
Well, before we close, do they have a 800 number or something?
800 for the number for the Taylor Star Foundation for Children is 1-800-861-6100. Real easy to remember. 61-6100.
Okay. One more time.
1-800-861-6100.
Okay. So schools or parents can contact that number to get some help.
To get help, get information, even donations for some of the toys, and to be a part of the show when the show comes back around the next time around.
Okay. Well, Jean Stargater, we want to thank you so much for coming by to see us, and we hope that we can be a part of getting the word out about early childhood drug prevention. Ladies and gentlemen, this is important. I mean, every kid should know some things real early in life, so 5 is not too young. It's just in time, okay? So, once again, we want to thank you for coming. Come back and see us again.
Marcia. I really enjoyed being here.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to close with some video footage of some of the scenes from Super Duper Baby just recently. So we want you to sit back and enjoy. But you know who I am. I'm your host, Marcia Florence. And what do I always say? If you know someone with a disability or if you just have a general question, don't be afraid to ask. Just ask. I'm your host. Thank you.
ears so I can sing. All you who come to be with me. There's Dan and Ellen and Jimmy too. Yay, Chicago!
Hi, super duper boys and girls. Welcome to our super duper world. I'm the wiser one, you know.
But I have to remind you like I always do. Stay on guard against the great monster man. You gotta stay alert. On the attack. Remember, it's a war. Pow, splat, and yellow fight back. They don't care if you fight one another. And they don't even care if you die.
And the power beamer will give you magical light. Light to help your dreams come true. Because you deserve the best. Don't you? Don't you? Don't you?
I deserve the best. I can pass the test. I treat others kind. Super duper babies always shine.
They really are super duper shiny stars, Chippy.
Yes, they are. Oh, super duper baby, it's the distress signal.
Oh, I hear it, Chippy. Oh, boy. Holy moly crawly! It's the wacky cocaine monster man! He makes me mad! I can't stand!
Oh, super duper baby, he's back. Even the birds and bees are scared of him, super duper, 'cause he's such a horrible monster.
They know he's bad news when he's around, Chippy. Where is he, though? I see a shadow. You're the wiser one, don't you know?
Yes, super duper, but the most important